Today we are going to talk a bit about fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Many of you have heard of fight or flight, maybe not as much about freeze or fawn. These states are our body's natural responses to trauma or a perceived threat, but often we go into overdrive. Many of us are in one of these modes much of the time due to the stress of our everyday lives, and this greatly impacts how we react to those around us. When we are in one of the 4 F's, we may be easily angered, defensive, unable to process information, and actually not even hear what is being said to us. This can be frustrating for us as well as those around us. It is important to remember as parents that our children do not hear us when they are in one of these modes. And when we need to have important conversations with them, we need to help them get out of the 4 F's beforehand. Essentially, this is what happens. Your body recognizes a threat, which could be an argument with someone, a car stopping suddenly in front of you and you have to slam on your brakes, someone raising their fist at you, or your classmates making fun of you. Your brain reacts to that threat by releasing hormones, such as adrenaline and cortisol, and the hormone release triggers a bodily response. Basically, your thinking brain stops working, and your emotional reactive brain takes over. The amygdala, which is the emotional reactive brain, is often referred to as the lizard brain. It is the command center for safety and survival. So let's talk a little bit more about each of the 4 responses. Fight is your body trying to maintain power and control over the situation. This can lead to aggression, both physical and verbal, defensiveness, restlessness, and criticism of others. Flight is your body trying to escape or deny pain or other distress. This presents as anxiety, avoiding the situation or person that is threatening, perfectionism, being easily distracted and overwhelmed. Freeze is your body stalling while deciding to either fight or fly. As a long-term response to stress, it can look like a mask, detaching from others, brain fog, avoidance, and decreased motivation. Fawn is your body protecting you by learning to please the person who is threatening you and is typically a long-term response as well. This looks like codependency, lack of self-trust, people-pleasing, not taking care of oneself, and not having boundaries. Now, the most important part is how we get out of these modes. Here are a few tips to help you if you get stuck in an overactive amygdala. The first involves an ice pack. Placing an ice pack on the back of your neck or on your chest helps reset your brain. 5 to 10 minutes relaxing with the ice pack should do the trick. You also want to focus on your breath while you're doing this. 4-second count in through the nose and a 4-second count out through the mouth. The second is to create your own reset button. Find a place on your body to literally push your own button. Push on this spot repeatedly while thinking of calming and natural relaxing things. I like to think of waves crashing on the ocean beach, and this will help your thinking brain take back over. The third is mindfulness meditation. I like to use YouTube to find free guided mindfulness meditation videos. It helps me focus and stay on task so that I can get back to my thinking brain and away from my lizard brain. Another one that is simple to do while you're out and about is the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding exercise. Simply look for 5 things you can see and say them to yourself. Look for 4 things that you can feel and say them to yourself. For example, I feel my shoes hitting the ground under my feet. Listen for 3 sounds, such as dogs barking, and again say them to yourself. Say 2 things you can smell. If you can't smell anything, you can simply tell yourself what your 2 favorite smells are. Finally, name 1 thing you can taste, such as the toothpaste from brushing your teeth or the spaghetti you taste left over from lunch.
If you'd like to learn more about this or other topics surrounding mental health, visit us online.